so another week of stakes and takes in the bag. Last week we brought you 16 total picks, and the abysmal run to start Season 3 is continuing, it seems. We're going to fix it this week, but before we do that, last week me and Christian both went 8-8. Somehow we're both tied 46-30. I have the advantage, 16 wins, 14 losses on the stakes, so where we put our money where our mouth is. And Christian has 15-15. We're both down units. Let's move past that so we can get the wins for this week. These are going to be better. We're going to be back to form. We're going to win way more than we lose. Let's go through all of the... I'm going to give all the UFC picks first. That way that's out of the way. And then I'll just jump straight into the 5 college football and the 5 NFL for this week. All right, so first up, I pick all 5 UFC fights on the main card of UFC 307. Kevin Holland, Kayla Harrison, Jose Aldo, Raquel Pennington, and Alex Pereira. Christian, he picks Roman Dolidze, Kayla Harrison, Mario Bautista, Raquel Pennington, and Alex Pereira. So we differed 2 fights on the main card. Now, Christian picked the 5 college football, almost said fights, college football games we're going to be talking about. Once again, he's not here. He had to roll out for a none of your business thing. All right. So first up, we're going to go Syracuse at UNLV. UNLV is a 6.5-point favorite, over under 58.5 points for the total game. Syracuse with the money line of plus 200, UNLV minus 250. All right, let's break it down. Syracuse is 3-1 to start the season. They have a notable win over Georgia Tech, 31-28. Kyle McCord is averaging over 330 passing yards a game. I think it's like 345, 350, with 4 touchdowns in 3 of his 4 appearances this season. Pretty impressive. Williams is the new starter for UNLV after the the Sluka debacle with the contract or whatever. UNLV since has been leaning on the rushing game. They're probably going to lean on it a little bit more anyway. Flip-flop with that, Syracuse leans on the pass. Both teams allow yards. Neither team is going to win the college football championship or anything like that. Who's going to win this week? Me and Christian both pick UNLV. That's going to be Friday, October 8th, 8 p.m. Next up, Missouri. That's going to be Saturday, October 5th. Missouri at Texas A&M. Missouri leads in almost all categories so far this year, and they're 4-0, 1-0 in SEC play. Texas A&M leads in rushing yards per game. They're 4-1 in overall, 2-0 in the SEC, almost said UFC, fight brain. Brady Cook has protected the ball for the Tigers well. Keeps it on the ground, 4 touchdowns in the air, 4 on the ground. He's done well. Marcel Reed has been just slightly less efficient. And Texas A&M has an opening week loss to Notre Dame. So, who do we think is going to win this matchup? I think Missouri's going to win. They lead in all categories except for rushing yards. I think that's going to not be a non-factor here. I think Missouri wins, and Christian also thinks Missouri wins. Cool. Let's move on. Michigan at Washington. University of Washington has a 2.5-point spread in their favor. Over under of 41.5. Michigan plus 115 money line, and University of Washington minus 140. Obviously, Michigan is going to rely on Alex Orji for his 3rd straight start. Michigan is near dead last for passing attempts. I think over his last 2 weeks combined, he had like 110 passing yards. It's pretty crazy. But they're going to have to utilize him either way. Will Rogers, 74.8% accuracy, 10 touchdowns, and he's not a rushing quarterback. Denzel Boston has accumulated 7 of those 10 touchdowns. Jonah Coleman leads the ground approach. I pick Washington in this game. Christian picks Michigan. He doesn't think they need the quarterback. Auburn at Georgia. Georgia's favored at 24.5, over under of 52.5. Auburn moneyline plus 1,100. Georgia money line minus 2,500. This is an interesting one, especially because Auburn seems to be just blowing every opportunity they have to score or win a game. But Georgia hasn't looked great with Carson Beck recently. Obviously, Georgia's probably going to win. But does Auburn cover that 24.5 point spread? I think probably not. Me and Christian both picked Georgia for the matchup. Miami at California. Cam Ward has 18 touchdowns, 4 interceptions with a 72.8% accuracy. Miami had a close win over Virginia Tech, 38-34. California lost to FSU 9-14. I think that's pretty much what you can say about their team. FSU is not having a good year. Miami leads in all pertinent categories. Ride Miami to the house. Me and Christian both pick it. That is the college picks for us. Moving on to the NFL. First up, Jets at Vikings. It's not really at Vikings because the game's in London. Minnesota has a 2.5 point favorite for themselves, over under a 40.5. Jets money line plus 125. Minnesota money line minus 150. Last week, the Jets lost 9-10 against the Denver Broncos. Vikings won 31-29 over the Packers. Sam Darnold is back, okay? He leads the league in touchdowns. He's like 9th in the league in yards. Aaron Rodgers is going to have bad games like last week from time to time, but he's also going to have crazy, impressive games. Christian thinks the Jets are going to win because of that type of impressive game that the Jets could have. I think the Vikings are not going to fade here, and I think the Vikings are going to win to go 5-0 to start. I think they're 5-0. 5-0 to start their run of 2024 football. Yeah, the Jets are 4-0. Cool. Next up, Bills at Texans. Buffalo is going to the Texans, favorited by 1. Over under 47.5. Buffalo money line minus 120. Houston Texans money line plus 100. This is an interesting one again. Another game that's going to be tight potentially. Last week the Bills lost 10-35 against the Ravens at the Ravens' home. Houston won divisional game 24-20 over the Jags and needed that win to not go 2-2. Both teams are 3-1 here. Texans are 2-0 at home. Bills are 1-1 away. Josh Allen and the Bills are going to look to right the ship this week. They didn't perform well. James Cook couldn't get it going. Khalil Shakir couldn't get it going. They're going to look to, switch that back on. The Texans have been pretty good. They didn't look great against the Colts week 1, but they've rebounded well. They lost 1 in that time. Me and Christian both think the Bills are going to win in week 5. Yeah. Moving on. Packers at the Rams. Green Bay favorited by 3. Over under a 48.5 here. Jordan Love is back, so you have a Green Bay money line minus 175. Los Angeles Rams money line plus 145. So Rams at home are underdogs. Packers lost to the Vikings last week, 29-31. Good showing. Rams lost to the Bears, 18-24. Bad showing. Rams are beat up though. Puka, Cup, the whole gang's hurt, relying on young guys, rookies. Packers have Jordan Love back, and it seems like they're going to be clicking right away with Jaden Reed. So let's ride Josh Jacobs, Jaden Reed, and the Jordan Love train with the Packers. Both of us, Christian and Alex, Packers to win over the Rams. Cowboys at Steelers. Pittsburgh favored by 2.5 at home. Over under 44 total points here. Let's go. Dallas is plus 115 money line. Pittsburgh minus 135. Last week's Cowboys scored a weird 20-15 win over the Giants, where the Steelers had a 24-27 loss to the Colts. Shout out Colts. Justin Fields is looking way better than when he was with the Bears, but the Cowboys need to figure out to start that click. They got Zeke back, they got Dowdle, they got CeeDee Lamb, they got Brandon Cooks. They got everybody on offense they need. They just need to do something. Cowboys are 2-0 away, 2-2 on the season. Steelers are 3-1, 1-0 at home. Steelers don't have a good defense. They're not allowing a bunch of points per game, but the Cowboys offense, as always, has crazy potential. If the Dallas Cowboys offense clicks, I could easily see the Cowboys winning. And I think, Christian also thinks, that That's going to happen. The Cowboys winning against the Steelers. Lastly, Saints at Chiefs. Kansas City favored by 5.5. Over under 43.5. New Orleans money line 200 plus, giving them the underdog line. Kansas City money line minus 250. Monday Night Football, what's going to happen? Chiefs are 4-0. They've been nasty. Haven't been playing well. Patrick Mahomes has 6 touchdowns, 5 interceptions with 900 yards. Can they pull it off? Can they get the favorite? I think they're going to win, but Saints lost 2 straight. They started the season rocket ships. Chiefs have always found a way. They started last week rough against the Chargers. It's going to be tough. I think the Chiefs find a way. Kamara, Olave, they're going to produce, I think, because the Chiefs are allowing points this season. I pick the Chiefs. Christian, as a Saints fan, picks the Saints. All right, let's run through the 10 football picks for myself and then 10 football picks for Christian. So that'll give you your total 15 football picks. So we're going to start off with college football. I'm going to go with UNLV, Missouri, Washington, Georgia, Miami. That's college football. And for NFL, Vikings, Bills, Packers, Cowboys, and Chiefs. All right, so for Christian for college football to start is going to go with UNLV, Missouri, Michigan, Georgia, and Miami. From there, he's going to go with the NFL picks of Jets, Bills, Packers, Cowboys, and the Saints. All right, bets for this week. So where we're putting our money, where our mouth is. Alex, I'm going to pick and bet 5 picks, 2 units per. Kevin Holland money line minus 154 over Roman Dolidze. Raquel Pennington money line minus 180 over Julianna Loudmouth Pena. I'm going to go with Syracuse covering UNLV at minus 110. Vikings money line minus 154 over the Jets. Packers money line minus 168 over the, who was that? The Rams. All right, that's all 5 of mine. And Christian, he's going to go with Roman Dolidze over Kevin Holland, money line plus 140. Missouri, money line plus 110. Michigan, money line plus 115. Jets, money line plus 125. And Bills, money line minus 120. That's going to be 2 units apiece for him, all 5 of his picks. Fade it if you don't like it. If you do like it, follow us. Let us know if you win. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Check us out next week. Like I said, we'll be back to full form. We have UFC. We have football. Let's go. Thanks.